J3 TV.
Alright, what's up? Welcome back to J3 TV. Thank you for everybody who's been subscribing to the channel. Heading up to an abandoned mine. It's up near Keystone.
Well, the rain is ceasing, but check out these beautiful fall colors. I didn't know the leaves are turning already. Today might be one of my fall chasing, leaf chasing extravaganzas as well. Well, I didn't quite expect there to be such a off-road section. I kind of had in mind it might be a dirt road, but I didn't know. This isn't actually too bad, but I can't speak too soon. We got some interesting dips coming up here. But it says I'm about 1.25 miles away from where the mine, the old abandoned mine is, so here's some views. There's my poor bicycle that ran over with me. Alright, so we're getting closer to the Pennsylvania mine, abandoned mine. There's like 2 different sections and it looks like the roads lead right up to it, so depending on how many people are out wandering around there will kind of determine what I decide to do with the drone and how I do it, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, look at here, there's something alongside the road here, that's kind of cool. Cab of a car or something. Part of an old car. So there's a lot of there's a lot of ruins up here, so we'll see what we can come across. Well, there's a lady sitting here in a Jeep and I'm gonna let her get out of here before I do any drone exploration, but this is the first place we're gonna explore and I'm gonna put the lights on it. This is gonna be cool. Fine little miss will just be on her way. I could walk in there too, but there's a sign that it says closed for restoration, so flying the drone is actually more respectable. I won't touch any ground. Just around the bend up here is the other mine. I'm going to explore the other one on the way back down because people were hanging out there and they weren't seeming to want to leave, so I think I made it. Almost. Had to put it in 4-wheel low. It's too much for 4-wheel high.
Okay, yo, when I seen this on the map, I had no idea that it was going to be this. I seen this Pennsylvania mine on Google Maps when I was at home looking for stuff that's kind of off the beaten path, and boy did I find something. Check this out. Switch. So they have the tunnel right there blocked off, and I'm going to stick my flashlight in there after a bit. You can kind of see back there a little bit. Goes all the way up there. The weather can be very unpredictable up here, so I better get my flying done, but dude, there's the other place I was. Looks like the Jeep's leaving now. And then this road continues all the way up that pass up there, called Appalachia Pass or something. It feels like there's some cold weather coming up here, but it's not supposed to rain anymore today. But let's get the drone and get exploring over there in that thing. Okay, so for this one here, I'm not going to put any ND filter on the drone. And now the sprinkling starts again. Mother. I tell you what, the elements never cooperate. Anyway, I'm not going to put any filter on the drone. Like I said, ISO set at 100, shutter 1/120. Actually, no, we're going to go ISO auto, because when I go inside this shaft here, it could get a little dark. All right, I'm just going to keep it in normal mode. Start the drone recording now. There's the somewhat blocked off mine shaft. And no lights. I'm not going to put the lights on here. I don't think we need them for this. Get this done really quick before the rain gets too heavy. So we have it on auto ISO, which is going to be fine. Wow. Okay, well, didn't expect to do that, but that was cool. Well, that had me some serious concentration going there. Nice. Flew right up that shaft. Let's go down and check out the bottom portion. And then I'll do some dives here after a bit. I want to make sure this rain goes away. A little weak signal here. I don't know how far I can go in there anyway. Real weak signal. Let's come back up. I should get out and go stand over the edge, but freaking rain, man. Any other day would have been nice. Let's check out this. All right, rain's picking up. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna let it pass by and then try it again here. Okay, got a little break in the rain. So, all right, there's one more place up here I want to explore. Then I'm gonna get out and do a couple of mountain dives here while the rain's gone. I put an ND8 filter out now, and I have my ISO set to 100. So here, I'm going to point a flashlight in here after a bit. I'll get up there with my handheld and you can kind of see back in here. They put a bunch of tarps in there, keep people from looking in, I guess. But I want to go see what this contraption is up here. So there's a road here that goes up higher. I'm not going to go up any higher with my truck. If it stays nice, I'd take the bike up there, but I'm not climbing any higher with my truck. That is enough. So what's this? Hard to say what this was. An old cabin from the mining days up here, I guess. Interesting. All right, let's see. Kind of want to hop up here, then dive down. Let me take a glance out here to see if I should be okay. Let's go do a quick dive up here. Let me get up a little higher here. Alright, sticker and manual. 34 degrees on the camera. stick it back in the sport mode. You can tell the motors are running a little higher up here. It's high altitude, so it's thin air. I can feel it. I imagine we're probably 11,000, 12,000 feet up here. Just above the, maybe pushing 10. I guess we still got some timber. We're not above the timber line yet, but we're right at the edge. Probably around 10,500 feet, so not the highest I've ever seen, but still pretty high up here. All right. I'm gonna go glance down over the edge to see if anybody else is at the other place, and we're gonna explore that with the flashlights. That's gonna be fun. Okay, but before we do that, I want to peek in here as promised. Stepped on a rock and the fucking thing fell down, of course. Okay, let's see here. There, can we see? There, you see how far back that goes? They have a couple more canvases hung up. I can almost hear water way back there. But yeah, that's creepy. It'd be fun to take a walk back in there. All right. Poor old Ram. I'm going easy on her today. These are some off-road steep trails that we're on here. All right, I'm going to go back down to where we were. I think the Jeep family is gone now. Let me go peek over the ridge to see if they're actually gone. And then we're gonna go tour that other thing with the lights. The drone lights, that is. Nice and easy on the way down here. Nice and easy. Okay, so I'm down off the most gnarly part of the mountain, so I'm going to put her back in two-wheel drive. I'm in four-wheel low, so I got to go. I know many of you have new vehicles. This is not how you do things. And then twist knob here back to two-wheel drive. Or it just goes off completely then. Okay. Feels a lot better. Sometimes it takes a little bit for the drive axles to actually let loose. Feels like they did here. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun one. Okay. I'm gonna roll with no filters on here. Filterless. Go ahead and power it up and sit. Well, I guess I shouldn't power it up till I get all the lights on it. But, oh well. There's that chime. Let me grab the bottom two lights, because when I get in there, it's possible I may lose GPS signal. Let's get these guys on here. The bottom lights look like little crabs. Anyway. Okay, those are all clamped on. Bingo. Sun's gonna be out, so these probably won't even be necessary, but who knows, when we get inside that contraption over there, it could be rather dark. Okay, now it's ready to go. Gonna mount it on the back of my truck. Okay, this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I made the trip up here today. So here we go. Gotta get my antenna back in place here. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna, like I said, I got no filters on there. Switch it to automatic, which makes automatic shutter speed and automatic ISO. Okay. Start the drone recording now. All right, here we go. I've been excited for this. If I have to get out and sit on a rock, I will, but I'm going to sit here in the comfort of my truck chair for the time being. I'm going to start in the lower part of this thing. I don't think Looks like the lights probably won't even need it, but you never know. Dude, oh yeah, lights were needed. Some kind of a funnel. Cool. Let's see what's back in here. Good old gear shaft. Yep, lights are definitely necessary for looking into some of these places. Let's go back here, then we'll go kind of toward more upper level. What's in here? Not much in there. Get a look over here from this side. I can just bump something a little bit. Dang. This thing got demolished over the years. Like all the videos, I'll put a link in the description of this place, maybe some photos of what it used to look like. Don't want to fly inside of there. Don't want to climb up all that rubble to try to retrieve the drone. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Actually, let's go look in here first. Looks like everything up here is pretty much collapsed in. Wow. It's too bad it wasn't all still standing. I know a lot of them out in Crete, Colorado that I've explored before and I'll go explore again are still completely, I mean, they're beat up, but they're still standing. Alright, let's see what we got going on in here. Kind of a mixing wheel. Sorting out the gold or whatever this thing is for. Like I said, I don't know what it's for, what it was for, but I'll leave a link in the description of the video, and by the time this is posted, we'll all know what it was for. Crazy. Let's see, can I slip through here? Looks like there's no way out down there. Blew me up a little bit there. That might have been a little too tight, but I made it. This goes to not much. Boy, it would have been nice to see this building in its full structure. Let's pop through the roof here, or through the hole in the floor and go back down. 57% on the battery right now. Plenty of time to look around a little more out here. So we went through there earlier and went around to the back, so let's go this way. That was a stove of some kind there. Wow. Yeah, auto mode works really well for this kind of stuff. All right, so even though I ran out of card space right there at the end, hopefully you still enjoyed that one. That was a pretty cool little abandoned mine. I wish, like I said, I wish it was more constructed still and not like halfway caved in, but it was still pretty awesome. It would have been cool to explore the different rooms from the upstairs and everything. So heading back down the mountain, like I said earlier, there's a lot of fall colors up here that I did not expect today. So I'm definitely going to get a dive down this mountain over here. I was going to go do it up there where I was, but the rain kept falling, so I was like, oh, I'm going to go home. But as soon as I got down here, the sun came out. I'm at the bottom of that pass that went up there toward the Appalachian Pass. I can't remember. It'll all be there by the time this video is edited and put out. But yeah, before we get another rain front or whatever this weather keeps doing today, the wind's not too bad right now. So I want to go up and dive this mountain here with all these fall colors, and then I want to maybe like stop at some point and just go in there and explore. in the trees where the colors are at. It's pretty cool looking in there. Just put it in sport mode or normal mode and go in there and look around. So I only have like 4 minutes left on the card right here, so I'm just going to stop the recording right here once I get the drone up in the air, cue the music, and let you guys enjoy a little fall collar unexpected portion of the video today. But I'm going to be back up here within the next week or so to actually do a collar chasing day. So I don't know if I should put an ND8 on there. Yeah, I better put the 8 on there because the sun keeps going behind the clouds once in a while. If I put the 16 on, it might be too bright. So, all right, I'm gonna power it up. ND8 filter, ISO I'm gonna leave at 100, 4K 60, shutter speed 1/120, and probably white balance about 5500 Kelvin. And then when I get in the manual mode, I don't know, probably 35 degrees or so. So, all right guys, I'm gonna leave you with the drone footage, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next. Peace. Keep exploring and flying high and low. Later.